House Democrat floats 1,000% tax on AR-15 style rifles. They have to play these games and do these make these crazy tricks because they know they don't have the will of the people behind them. So they pushing this crazy stuff. They did the same thing with the marijuana tax where you had to get a certificate and all that other stuff, and they never hand out those certificates. This is how they scheme, and this is how government scheme when they don't have the will of the people. But before we get started, go ahead, hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon, a link to my merch store, and a link to my mental health coaching and consultation page. All right, let's talk about this news. A key House Democrat is floating 1,000% tax on AR-15s and similar rifles as a part of his party's latest bid to push gun control in the wake of recent mass shootings. Rep. Donald Bayer of Virginia, who sits on the House Ways and Means Committee, told Business Insider that increasing the cost of rifles tenfold could be a deterrent to mass shootings. The tax would raise the price of rifles from anywhere from $5,000 to as much as $20,000. That is just crazy that they're doing this. But this is a workaround because they know people don't want this. Majority of Americans like their guns. They like to defend themselves, and they don't want government to come in and tell them what they can and can't have. So their way to work around this is the tax the crap out of you where you can't afford it. But quote, what it's intended to do is provide another creative pathway to actually make some sensible gun control happen, Bayer said. Quote, we think that 1,000% fee on assault weapons is just the kind of restrictive measure that creates enough fiscal impact to qualify for reconciliation. A final draft of Bayer's bill is not yet complete, and it's still unclear when the tax would take effect and what the added revenue would fund. Although one possibility is a restitution program for family members of victims killed in shootings. Bayer said that law enforcement agencies and the U.S. military wouldn't be subject to the tax. The lawmaker added that he believes his bill can clear the House, where Democrats hold a clear majority, and bypass the filibuster in the Senate, where Vice President Kamala Harris could cast the deciding vote. This is ridiculous. I mean, this angers me to no end. That because they know they don't have the will of the people, like I stated, so they have to. So they're gonna try to do a workaround. Our politicians are so corrupt. They're so evil, and they don't want you to be able to defend yourself. They're all about control. But Bayer's plan is to pass the bill through reconciliation, which would allow it to pass the 60-vote threshold for breaking the filibuster. Because it is a tax proposal, it could meet the requirement for reconciliation, experts said. I'm not sure about that. An estimated 20 million AR-15 style rifles are in circulation in the U.S., and about 20% of all new firearm purchases meet the description. President Biden has called for a ban on what the left often describes as assault weapons. But they won't define it either. Although the term is not a technical firearm definition, a bill proposed by Rep. David Cecilian, I think that's how you pronounce his name, he defines assault weapons as military-style rifles, including those with a magazine that is not a fixed ammunition magazine. It has one or more military characteristics, including a pistol grip, a forward grip, a barrel shroud, and a threaded barrel or a folding or telescope stock. This is they just naming all rifles basically. But Democrats have also proposed raising the age to buy an AR-15 style rifle from 18 to 21. Recent mass shootings in Buffalo and Uvalde, Texas were carried out by 18-year-old men with AR-15 style rifles. Although a mass shooting in Philadelphia Saturday night was carried out by multiple suspects with handguns. Quote, we need to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines, Biden said last week. And if we can't ban assault weapons, then we should raise the age purchase from 18 to 21, strengthen the background checks. What are you talking about? Nothing is wrong with the background checks we already have. This is these word games that they play. But Bayer's also called for imposing new taxes on high-capacity magazines that can carry more than 10 rounds of ammunition. That's crazy. That's just crazy. That's basically every gun. The definition of an assault weapon in the Bayer bill closely mirrors a measure that David Cecilian of Rhode Island is pushing. That bill would ban weapons with at least one military characteristic, like a pistol grip or forward grip. Republicans have historically resisted new gun control measures, claiming that criminals will not abide by them, which is totally accurate. And we have studies to show that. And in nearly every mass shooting, existing laws were broken or the suspect should have been flagged. But in the wake of recent shootings, some members of the GOP have signaled a willingness to consider new laws. That's because the people that the GOP that we have right now, they have no backbone. These people, they want to continue the status quo, or even sometimes help the Democratic agendas. I don't trust any of these politicians on either side of the aisle. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out democrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.